Hello YouTube, it's Jerry D from Tennessee. I had a question from Greg Bailey. He had wanted me to say something about some stocks he was interested in. So let's get started, see what we can find out here. CTRM, Castor Maritime Incorporated. So the price has been steadily going up. From the looks of it, let's look at, they've got a website. Well, first let's look at the company profile. They didn't have anything available, but apparently they're a shipping company. So they've got a little bit of information on the company profile, no description. But if you go out to their website, it looks like they're trying to be pretty transparent. So you can look up the board of directors here. They've got a nice site, a nice website. So they're in Cyprus. So they've got a fleet of ships. They're a shipping company. They name their ships. They've got the Magic P, the Magic Sun, the Magic Moon, the Magic Rainbow, the Magic Horizon, and the Magic Nova. We're talking big boats for shipping stuff. Import, export. So they have press releases. They have a news page. So the thing I saw is they're regularly keeping their page up to date, which is good. So the last post on the page was February 11th, 2021. They announced the en bloc acquisition of 2 Aframax LR2 tankers with time charters attached. I don't know what that means because I'm not into shipping and import-export companies. But it looks like they're trying to be transparent, is my point. Okay? So they regularly post, looks like several times a month. I mean, you know, you can keep scrolling down. Maybe not consistently, but pretty regular. They are posting something on their website to keep people informed on what they're doing. So that's a good sign. They're proactive on that. So they're trying to be transparent. They show their fleet. They have their board of directors, managers. Global management company operating fleet of dry bulk carriers worldwide. We provide a complete range of ship management services while maintaining high quality standards. We're constantly upgrading and expanding our fleet individually as well as building quality. That's through building quality partnerships worldwide. So this is the management company that's managing the fleet. So they have a contact address. Phone number, email. It's a pretty nice website. So they're shipping companies, pretty much what they are. So if you look at one day, this is February 16th, 2021. So one day, it's not that impressive. It looks like they went down. But if you start looking out 5 days, a month, then the true picture. A lot of times you have to back off and look at it from a longer range, because the true picture may not be on one day or a week or so. So they're on a steady climb. So to me, this it's possible. I mean, this is just what it closed today at $1.40 a share. What was the day range? Today's range $1.15 to $1.58. So it was kind of choppy today. So long range. Motley Fool did an article 5 hours ago on the company. That's good. Usually news causes the stock will go up. The stock may go up tomorrow after opening. You can't never tell. But Castor, Maritime, and Diana Shipping are down. Well, it don't look like they're really down. I mean, a month's time, they looks like they're on a steady ride up. They went down a little bit. They're down from what they were a day ago or so, or a few days ago. But they're up from what their normal range has been. Let's go back about 5 months. Look at that. They're not down. They're actually holding a pretty good price compared to what they had been for a while. They're on the rise. The price is on the rise. Year to date, look at that mountain. It's like a wave. So they're fairly transparent. I think the stock has a lot of potential. It looks like it's growing. The company's growing. The interest in the stock's growing, or the price wouldn't be going up. And they're being transparent, releasing news. Motley Fool did a story on them. So looks like 4 days ago they also had a story on them as well. So if it's got Motley Fool's attention, then why Castor Maritime stock skyrocketed again? You can look that up. I'm not going to read the articles to you, but they're being transparent. Looks like there's articles on Global Newswire, Motley Fool, Investors Place. And of course, I'm sure there's others too. Yeah, it's got some other news. Simply Wall Street, Castor Maritime stock prices reduced 54% in the past year. But that was like 18 days ago. It's reduced 54% in the past year. So that's less than a month. To me, the chart's saying otherwise. I don't know why they said that. I have no idea. It's almost like somebody's trying to short the stock and they're trying to bet against the stock. Simply Wall Street. I don't guess I'm going to go by anything they say. Because if you look at the chart, let's go out 5 years. Well, okay. Now, if you go out 5 years, yeah, the price has went down. But I don't know the history of this company. But if you look at a year, okay, yeah, they were down. But now, we've had COVID and there's been ships docked, not allowed to bring product into the country or out of the country. I remember seeing news stories because of COVID of, tankers, oil tankers parked outside our coastline, and they're not allowed to dock because of COVID. So that being said, this is probably an effect of the price going down over the past year. Is probably an effect of COVID. And now it's on the rise. It's on its way up because countries are just got to catch up with me. So, like I said, if you do close up like one day, okay, that's kind of scary, if you're looking at it because it's choppy. But it's people's trading the stock. Looks like a lot of people sold out. It hit a peak. People sold out to make their profit, and then more people started buying in. It started going back up. So 5 days, if you look at 5 days, the picture looks better. The stock's up. You go out a month, it's on the trend up, which this is like the next stock I'm going to talk about. For this might be long-term, might be a good price. This might be the dip that you're looking for, because if you look at 5 years, this is the dip, and now it's on the trend up. And it looks like it is definitely going on the trend up. Look at this. People that were in here are probably pretty happy, and that's probably why there was people selling off, causing it to go down, because they're taking the asks just to get out. Or the bid. They're taking the bid, not the ask. They're taking the bid on the stock just to dump the stock and take their profit. So, but this price is trending up. So long term, it's probably, I would say this is probably a good long hold stock to get into. Kind of like Gush. Greg asked about Gush. I've talked about Gush before. I like Gush, okay? I like Gush. If you go out 5 years, Gush had a nice price. Look at $21,706 in 2016. And then it started going down. Okay, and then it's continued to go down. So, year to date, 1 year. So, over a year, it was over $600 a share. Okay, if you look at Gush, the past month, it's done hit the dip, and it's slowly trending itself up. If I look at a bigger chart, let's go to full screen. Go the 1 month. The stock's climbing up. Now, see, it's go up. Gush will make you nervous. You're sitting there watching it every day, because here's the thing about Gush. I played it long, and what you sometimes you think you're in the low, but you're not in the low. So you're right here, and you buy in, and it goes up a little bit, and then it goes down lower from where you bought in. You just need to hold it a little longer till it goes back up. And I think a lot of people's playing options on this stock, because it trades. If you watch L2 and you watch the time and sales, there's a lot of sales go through for this stock right here. There's a lot of sales go through this for this stock. It's crazy the way this stock trades every day. If you watch the sales, I mean, they go through pretty darn fast, and it's pretty steady. If you see, these sales are pretty steady across the board. So Gush, to me, I mean, a lot of people play options, and I don't do options, but I believe this stock is probably a stock that a lot of people's playing options. But I do feel this is on the NASDAQ. You can pull this up on OTC markets because the price is too high. OTC markets are for penny stocks. So you go to NASDAQ for the big stocks. So you see the volume weighted average. It's like a wave, like an ocean wave. We just went down the small wave, and now we're going back up another one, and then we're going another dip, and then it'll go back up. And I do believe it's on the trend up now the election's over with. The Democrats are toward clean energy, or energy stocks do well. I think Gush should be all right. Eventually, this is an oil and gas company. Eventually, over time, as electric cars become a little more popular, I kind of wonder what's going to happen to oil stocks. If the oil stocks are going to die, I don't think we'll completely get rid of oil, because it's used for so many ways. But as far as gasoline engines, I don't know. It's going to be hard to say. I mean, there's already electric trimmers. You can buy electric chainsaws. You just can't get the time, you can't get the use out of the electric stuff as you can a gas product. And you get the gratification. You'll always fill that gas tank on a gas product versus if you have an electric car. I looked at the Mach-E Mustang, was at our local dealership at Jackie Jones this weekend. I like it, but the charge time on 220 is 3 hours. If you use the 120, it takes you 8 hours to charge the car. And 250-mile range versus a gas vehicle is going to be around 400 miles to 500-mile range on a gas vehicle that's pretty economical on fuel. So electric's not there yet. We still got a ways to go, so I'm not going to write off gas and oil completely. Gas and oil is going to be around for a little while longer, okay? And I don't think, like I said before, I don't think you can completely get rid of oil and gas because you got to have lubrication and stuff on machinery and stuff. So, Gush, I like Gush. I've been in and out of Gush. I play Gush long. I buy in the dips. I sell at the peaks. And I made a few nice little chunks of change playing Gush. But behind the scenes, I wonder if there's more people playing options than they're playing long on this. And I'm not comfortable with options or shorting stock. So I stay away from that stuff. If you're not comfortable with something, I'd suggest don't do it because you can lose money very quickly. A lot quicker than playing a long play with a stock. You can still lose money on a long play, but not as quickly as playing options or, shorting the stock. So you're playing a bet, and if you lose, it could be really bad, and you can lose more than your investment if you're not careful. Okay, but that's my warning for now. Okay, so let's go on to the next stock. Sunworks Incorporated. So let's not look at this chart because I want to look at I want to look at some different views. So there's no company profile here. There's Solar 3D. Did I bring up? No, I did not. Let's go to Solar 3D. Looks like the domain is parked. So, Roseville, California. GoDaddy said that was available though, didn't it? So they let the domain name go. There's an email, solar3d.com. I would guess if they don't have that domain, they may have let it expire. And I tell you what, if you ever let one expire with GoDaddy, they will charge you to get that name back. They will charge you a premium. If you don't pay ahead of time, I've been down that road. I just told them, I just created a new domain name. I'm sorry. I could get a new domain name for $10 versus $300. I'm sorry. I'm not paying $300 to keep my domain. I'll just change it. GoDaddy's funny, I tell you. But, I mean, you got to love them because they are a cheap way to get your own domain name. They are a cheap way to get a domain name. But if you ever let it expire, they will sock it to you. And apparently this is under GoDaddy. So, just anybody out there that deal with GoDaddy, keep that in mind. Because I have been down that road with them before. I've been on the phone with them. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to pay $300 just to get a year. And I'm like, no, I'm not either. I'm just going to use a different domain. And, it's just that simple. You let me have this for $10 a year, and now you're wanting $300 for a year? No, I'm not doing that. Okay, but that's my rant on GoDaddy. I still like GoDaddy because they are cheap when it comes to buying a domain name, and you can search and find out if anybody's got a domain name or if something's available. But anyway, that's not what I'm here for. I'm talking about Sunworks. Okay, so that worries me about them. Their domain name. They may be having problems. They're probably like trying to negotiate, trying to get the domain name, and GoDaddy's probably being a pain about it. So their last report was 9/30 last year, 2020. Any news? No news. 315 million shares. Authorized shares is not available. Outstanding shares, 16,628,992. 1.5 million's been short. So people are short selling this domain. There's no news. Well, maybe I'm wrong. June 9, 2021. So it looks like they had news here. They announced the fourth quarter earnings. All right, maybe they're a little slow about getting their information out. Some companies are like that. So, provider of solar power, battery storage solutions for agriculture, commercial, industrial, public works, and residential markets. Today announced preliminary financial results for the fourth quarter of the year and ended December 31st, 2020. All right, so they estimate fourth quarter revenues will be approximately 8.5 million in gross margin. So they're making money. So it's a solar company. It's a green energy company. So let's look at the chart. So again, one day that stocks are going to fluctuate. If it's getting traded a lot, it looks like there's a lot of people trading right here. It doesn't look so hot. So if you go out, it went up, had a peak right here, then come back down. Look at a month. There you go, 5 months. Now see, this is where the bigger picture is. So 5 months, the pandemic's probably affected them. So the price was under $1. And now they hit $24.37. And by the way, if you were in there $24 and you think you're stuck, I've got a video on averaging down that might interest some people on helping get a better position in this stock if you're in this stock. But I think it has potential to go up because it's a green energy stock. So it was up to $24. It's down to 17. You can buy into 17. At 17 and get this price per share down if you're in at $24. Okay. Look at my video. I'll do the math. I do the math in the video and explain how that works. And that's why you would want to average down. This stock is cheap enough to where a person could buy a little bit at a time while it's down and average their price down. So when it goes back on up, you can make more money on it. But year to date, see, it's like an ocean wave. They'll go down, and it's kind of reminds me of Gush. I mean, Gush was like way over here, way up here at a high price, and then they come down and got down to 18, and now it's up almost $70 a share. So it's on the rise. Look at that. Year to date, it's coming up from where it was a year ago. A year ago, $4.99. So it's an energy stock. I believe all the energy stocks are really going to start taking off with the new with the Democrats in power right now in our at the nation's capital. Energy, green energy is the big thing right now. Electric vehicles, solar energy, anything, like Blue Spear. I talked about Blue Spear, taking waste and turning it into energy. any kind of green energy stock is probably a good investment at this time. And now, mark my words, I'm not a stock investor. I am a stock investor. I'm not a stock advisor. I am not a financial advisor. This is just, I'm interested in stocks. I do this for entertainment and educational purposes. This is my opinion and my opinion only. I invite you to do your own research on these stocks before you buy into them if you're interested in these stocks. But to me, this has a lot of potential. I think this stock, if you look at the long term, they're up from where they were, and they're probably going to go on up over time. Look at this. Go at the 1 year. Look at that climb. Look at that. So, I mean, yeah. So, to me, long term, it's probably, what's the highest it's been? $49 a share? It looks like they're headed back up to where they were right here. And see this pattern? Now, that doesn't mean it's going to do what it did. But what if it hits $35 a share? I can see it doing that by summer. Solar energy is on the rise. This company, more people get interested in this company. They keep releasing news, information. I think they will do well. 7 days ago, announced preliminary fourth quarter. Yeah, we just looked at that. Sorry about that. I was on OTC Markets and we brought it up. Okay, so yeah, I think this is a good stock. This is a very good stock to look at. And I will probably look at this stock myself for future investments. So let's move on to Bumble. I have no idea about, somebody said something about Bumble. I've heard something, there was Bloomberg or somebody said something about Bumble. I think they just like a few seconds they said something about Bumble. So, when was it? 2/11. Bumble opens at $76 per share and market debut after pricing international public offerings. Let's open that article up. Bumble, NASDAQ, opens 76, which itself is up from initial hopeful range 37 to 39. So, it opened at 76. Everybody was probably wanting to get into it. There was probably information or social media, all the stocks like Investors Hub, Twitter, Reddit, Discord, even has stock traders on Discord. Something I want to do a video on is organized trading, which has been a thing for a while. People just haven't. It's almost like you're completely in mind of organized crime, but they're not doing anything illegal. But it's going on, and it's probably a reason why stocks are going up the way they have been going up and why stocks are trading differently. Anyway, I'm not going to get off on that right now. So Bumble, company sold 500 million shares, raising nearly $2.15 billion on the initial product offering, public offering at more than $8 billion validation. So, Bumble announced public offering. Okay, Bumble intends to use proceeds from issuance and repay portion of its senior secured term loan facilities for general corporate purposes. I want to know what they do. So they're going to use money that they've raised for operating and paying back some debt. I wish they had said more about this on Bloomberg when they mentioned it. They were just casually talking to each other on Bloomberg. I have Sirius, Bloomberg on Sirius, and that's where I heard it. Okay, here you go, about Bumble. That's what I'm looking for. Bumble Incorporated is a parent company of Badoo and Bumble, two of the world's highest grossing dating apps. Oh. All right. Okay. Dating. Okay. With millions of users worldwide, Bumble platform enables people to connect and build equitable and healthy relationships. Founded by CEO Whitney Wolfhard in 2014, Bumble app is one of the first dating apps built with women at the center, and the Badoo app, which was founded in 2006, is one of the pioneers of web and mobile dating products. All right, so it's a dating thing. All right. So one day, I mean, again, looking at one day, sometimes you don't get a good picture of what these stocks are going to do. 5 days, well, they're up to $76, $78. They closed today at $78. So it looks like they're doing well for a mobile app and a web page. They're already $78, almost $80 a share. I mean, people got in down here at $43. I'd say they're probably pretty happy. And you see it's on a steady climb up. So this would be a long play, I would think. So there's one to be 5 years because they just had an IPO. So probably with about a month, and then if you go 6 months, I don't think they've been out 6 months. I don't know when their initial public offering was. So, Bumble CEO 2 days ago, if you want to behave poorly, you cannot do it here. So, well, that's good. They should censor the wrong type of people they don't want on their dating app. So, sure. I mean, I think this has potential. Looks like it's doing well. I mean, will it make you rich? I don't know if it's going to make you rich. It might be a long-term hold because the price is not going up. I mean, after usually an initial product offering, they do go up because everybody's excited. It's a new stock, and the people that think it's really going to do well are trying to get into it, and that causes the stock to go up, and then it'll go down a little bit as it did here. But it looks like it's holding a good price. I mean, it's up there with Gush, which is an oil and gas stock. So, and this is just a dating app. So, to me, yeah, I think this is probably going to be around for a while, and it's going to do well. Looks like they have been. The app's been around for a while, but they just haven't been on the stock market. So, okay. I don't think a person can go wrong with this. It looks like it's holding a good price, and that's a good sign. I mean, is it going to make you rich? Who knows? You won't know. You don't know till the stock does what it does. You don't know. It's only worth, again, I've said it before in the past in some old videos, the stock's only worth what people's willing to pay for the stock. So, I mean, it's just the way it is. If people aren't interested in stock, they don't want to buy it, it's not going to do well. If people are really interested in the stock and they're actively trading the stock, it does well. So it just depends on who's trading the stock. And to me, I think it looks like this might be a good long hold for somebody. If you want something that it looks like it's going to be stable. It's not really choppy. But it's a fairly new stock, and time will tell what it's going to do. So, looks interesting to me. I wouldn't be prejudiced against it because it's a dating service. I mean, it's a stock. It's a stock. People's interested. Looks like people's bought into it. The price is up from what they expected the price to be. Almost, I guess it's almost double what they were thinking it was going to be. So, yeah, I mean, I like it. This is an interesting stock, but this would be a long-term, long hold. It's not going to be a stock you're going to want and try to flip because you see, it's pretty stable. The price does not look like it's going to fluctuate a whole lot. It might be changing to maybe $2, $3 a share. And people may be flipping it for just the $2 or $3 a share. They may buy into it and make a $2, $3 in the dips. So, like if you go into one day, that's probably why it's dipping. Somebody sold at 78, bought back in at 76, $2 cheaper. It went back up, sold at 78 again. People may be buying the dips and selling. You know, it was right here, 78, and then it dropped at 71. So, again at 71, getting back out at 78. You know, make $7 a share on your stock. It's a small gains over time add up. All right, let's move on to the next stock. Harvest Health Recreation Incorporated. This has got to be cannabis, right? Integrated, yeah, okay. Harvest Health and Recreation is vertically integrated cannabis company. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I think cannabis stocks are probably a good investment because that's, quit that website. That's what's really, on everybody's minds right now. It's green on everything here. Verified profile 10, 20, 20. Let's look at the chart. They have a website. They do have a website. Yeah, I'm over 21. Chair pinched me. Alien Labs is one of the pioneers, California cannabis brands that decided to start showing up, taking risks. All right, so this is a fairly cannabis is in our future. Okay, you're going to see. Let's block it. I don't want them to keep tracking me. Investors. Company profile, stock price is $5.39 as of today, so that's good. So they're in Canada, Vancouver. And they got all their contact information here. So, resources, investor relations. So, if you're interested in investing, they've got contacts, press releases. January 25th, 2021, they announced sale leaseback transaction with Innova Industrial Properties. First recreational cannabis sales in Arizona, January 22nd. So, they look like they're being transparent. 5 days, let's go 5 days. The stock's just kind of choppy up and down. People's probably heavily trading the dips. But if you're going out long term, and like I said again, sometimes going out long term is going to get you a real good picture of what this stock is really doing. So the further out you can go, sometimes you have a good picture. So they were up probably when they first started up. I don't know when they started. But it looks like they've been up. And probably, you know, 1 year the pandemic hit, and that's probably hurt them. February, March 2020. And now they're on the creep up because of pandemic. You know, there's people getting out more than what they were. They're not sitting at their house quite as much. So, cannabis stock, again, I'll say it. Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea to look into it, not a bad investment. Right now, that's where there's an interest right now with people. You go out long term, and they're on an upward trend, and that's a good sign. Look at that steady climb up right there. Looks like the MACD and RSI are looking pretty decent. So I think this is a good stock to play long. That's how I would play this stock. I would buy into it. I'd buy into a dip. Like it was at 440 down to 426. See, that's a good opportunity today in the morning. If you get it at 426, if it goes up again tomorrow, news. 9 days ago, celebrating women, girls, STEM, science, technology, engineering. That's something else. That's not this news for this company. Harvest Recreational announces sale lease back. All right, 22 days ago, about a month ago. So, okay, so the thing about this is probably the more news they can release, the better the stock's going to do. The more their attention in social media, Twitter, Discord, Reddit, where Investors Hub, the more people that get interested in the stock, the better it's going to do. It's going to go up. But I do think it's a positive thing to be into because, again, cannabis is that's one of the things that this are new, you know, these days, these times. Cannabis is in our future. We're going to see more and hear more about cannabis for recreation and for medical use. So there you go. Greg Bailey, these are some stocks he had mentioned. I thought I'd talk about a few of them and just see, just look at them. Some of them I didn't even know about. Like Bumble was like, I had just casually heard it on Bloomberg. I didn't think about anything about it. But hey, you know, dating app, it looked like they were going to screen their the people that's on their sites and stuff. Looks like they're being responsible about using their apps. So, and I think it's all good. Gush, go back to Gush. Gush is a very tricky stock. Again, I think people are trading options on Gush more than long. So Gush is very tricky, but I do think long term, going back to Gush is on the trend up. As you can see, I have bought in the dips, sold as it went up. I've bought a couple of times and where I thought it was going to be a dip and waited too long and it started going down again. And sometimes you have to wait a few months for the price to go back up on Gush. You got to be patient with Gush sometimes, okay? Because it is choppy. It's up and down, up and down. As you can see, all this is very heavily traded if you watch the time and sales. Very heavily traded stock. So, I like Gush personally. I like Gush. But again, it is to trade it long. It is a tricky stock to trade. So, all of these stocks are interesting stocks. This would be worth looking into. So, I appreciate Greg Bailey for bringing these to my attention, and I appreciate everybody who's watched this video, stuck through it to the end. I'd love for you to subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell, get notified when I come out with a new video. I will be coming out with new videos, and smash that like button because that will push it out in front of more viewers. It'll put my videos in a list. Like, well, you know, we suggested you watch this video type of thing. Is what that does with the likes. So anyway, thanks. I hope you have a good week. I hope this is a profitable week. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a stock advisor. I trade stocks. This is what I do on the side to help supplement my retirement in the future. So this is for educational and informational purposes only. I'm not telling you to buy into these stocks. I would strongly suggest you do your own research, look at the stocks yourself, and make your own decisions about whether or not that you want to buy into these stocks. But I wish you the best. Wish everybody the best. Hope you have a profitable week. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. You have a good night. Thank you. Hey, thanks for coming by. Glad you checked out the video. Hope you liked it. If you like it, please click on the like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. May God bless you, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.